Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Shantae. Last time we started our adventure by being invaded by none other than Risky Boots, Queen of the Seven Seas and leader of the pirates. She invaded Scuttle Town and stole the steam machine right from under our noses. Now the owner of the steam machine, Mimic, has asked us to retrieve it, and to do so we need to head over to Watertown and get the assistance from a man named Bolo. So that's what we're going to be doing. But before we leave for Watertown, let's go ahead and explore Scuttle Town a little bit more here. Let's head over to right here to the item shop. This is where we can spend all of our gems we worked so hard to collect last time around. What can I do for you? So here we can buy a multitude of different things. The names kind of seem a little bit weird, but this is more because of just how small the Game Boy screen is. I already want to fit the full name here. You wouldn't be able to read it on such a tiny screen. So they abbreviate a lot of these names. Vial 1 here is a small vial, restores a few hearts. Vial 2 is a medium vial, restores several hearts. And Vial 3 is a large vial, restores all hearts. So the three different vials here are your forms of healing items in the game. At this point in your adventure, you're really just best to buy these small vials as you already have that many hearts, and this will heal you up basically to full health at this point in your adventure. But later on when you get more health, that'd be better for you to get either the medium or even the large vials depending on how many hearts you collect throughout your adventure. The cream here is Vanish Cream, lets you walk past enemies. This sounds very busted, and it really is, as the Vanish Cream lets you just walk right through things, enemies don't notice you, you're basically invincible, but the downside is, Vanish Cream only lasts for a few seconds. So while this item seems busted, you're going to want to buy a lot of Vanishing Creams to really utilize this item to its full potential. Storm here is 20 Storm Puffs, tricky to use but extremely powerful. So as the name implies here with that description, the Storm Puff is some kind of a storm cloud that can do some damage to enemies, which will be hard to aim, but if it can collide with something, it can do a lot of damage to an enemy. Our last item here, the P-Ball, is 10 Pike Balls. Defend your body and attack your foes. So the Pike Balls here are an offensive yet defensive item that can protect Shantae and also attack enemies, which sounds pretty good, but for now, we can only afford one thing, and we have to be pretty careful what we buy. So you know what, we're going to just buy the Vanish Cream for now, as we're going to be needing the Vanishing Cream for something coming up once we leave Scuttle Town. So that's all we can buy for now, and with that, we're done here in the item shop, so let's go ahead and leave. So, when we move around here in town, we can notice we move pretty slow. Just holding down left or right on the D-pad, you'll move left or right accordingly, but if you hold the A button, you move much faster. I definitely recommend doing this, because by default, Shantae doesn't really move that fast. Here we got the dance parlor, but we were told in the last episode, this place only is open during the night, and since it's the day, well, they're not really doing anything right now. Sorry kiddo, show's over till tonight. Come back later. So since it's day, can't really do anything here right now, so we'll remember this for later. For now, let's go ahead, head out, and head over to the Warp Squid Hut. Not very sure what a Warp Squid is, but I guess we'll be finding out maybe by talking to someone in here. Oh dear, I lost my baby Warp Squids. They're always getting in the mischief. If you find all 4 of them, I'll give you something nice for your trouble. So we'll have to keep an eye out for some Warp Squids. Find 4 of them, bring back to the Warp Squid Hut, and we'll be rewarded for our troubles. For now though, one more place you want to go, the bathhouse. The bathhouse here is a very useful place for you to visit in town here. Hi Shantae, this is the place to revive those aching muscles and soak your worries away. So, just jump in the bathwater here and you'll be healed up to full health. So anytime you take damage, you want to definitely head to a bathhouse as this place is free. So, this is a great way to heal up in a pinch. So, keep that in mind, there's a bathhouse in every single town in Shantae, and it's a great place for you to get back to full health. But for now, let's go ahead and leave through the town gates, as there's nothing else we can do in Scuttle Town. From here, we can go either to the east or the west. We were told Watertown's to the east, so I'm going west. And anytime I play a game like this, if they tell me to go one way, I go somewhere else, because there could be a goodie in the opposite way that we need to go. In this case, exploring the west side here, well, we got some enemies here we want to go ahead and kill. Just attack these serpent ladies with your hair, whip them 5 times, and they'll be defeated. Want to crawl through this crawl space by just holding down the D-pad and then moving left or right. Make sure you're not holding the run button because you can't crawl if you're holding down the attack button for whatever reason. But coming down this ladder, we got ourselves a heart here that's being blocked by this door, which is very conveniently being shut anytime we get near it. So, what do you say we use that Vanish Cream we just bought? So pause the game and select your newly acquired Vanish Cream. And from here, we want to press up and attack at the same time. Doing so, we'll start flashing, and we'll be able to walk right past the door, getting ourselves a heart holder. My hearts will increase by 1. So heart holders here are how we're going to increase our health. Getting this heart holder has put us now to 4 health. But we don't just need a Vanishing Cream to actually get past this door. You could just barely, and I mean barely, have enough time to run past the door as it opens and then shuts immediately afterwards. So you don't need Vanishing Cream here. You can completely skip it if you want, but I gotta show it the intended way after all. And by using the Vanishing Cream, we did see something pretty interesting, well, depending on how you're watching this video here on YouTube. So, Shantae utilizes sprite flickering for a lot of its different graphical effects here. And to fully get this effect, you need to be watching in 60 frames per second, as this is what the game runs on a Game Boy. So if you're watching one of the low resolutions on YouTube and it's in 30 frames per second, a lot of graphical effects do not translate that well in this game. Something like the Vanishing Cream, well, it either makes Shantae completely invisible or not invisible at all, and it really does destroy the effect. So yeah, definitely, it's one of these series I'm gonna have to recommend people to be watching in at least 720p to get the full 60 frames per second. So that's a little unfortunate, but hey, this is just how the platform works. Kind of wish you could do lower resolutions with the high frame rate. Like Twitch can let you do that, for example, but not YouTube, unfortunately. So yeah, I watched a lot of this game in like the earlier days of YouTube before they even had the 60 frames per second. And certain effects just didn't look great. So yeah, I highly recommend watching the proper frame rate, but you know, that's enough for a tangent. You can see here, we have a wall that's blocking our progression, so can't go any further to our left. Let's head back over to the right. At this point, I'm kind of just trying to kill time, as we were told that things change during the nighttime, and yes, that does imply this game does have a day-night cycle. It does take a few minutes for day to turn to night and then vice versa, so we kind of just have to wait around at this point for the daytime to end and then transition into night. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of run back and forth here between the two screens and just kind of grind out some gems by killing these serpent ladies a handful of times. It shouldn't take too much longer now for nighttime to change. Probably just a few more seconds at most. So we were told though, during the night, enemies do more damage. So exploring areas at night can be a little more risky, but at the same time, certain things are locked down during this day-night cycle. And one of those things is the dance parlor back in Scuttle Town. So now that it's nighttime, we can head back over to Scuttle Town and actually participate in these said dances. But before we do so, I took some damage, so I'm going to that bathhouse. As mentioned earlier, the bathhouse is a great resource for you to restore any health, and it's 100% free, so heal up. Thanks for the free health. So let's go ahead and make our way over now to the dance parlor. You here to dance? Sure thing. Great! Which rank will you try? High rank means bigger winnings. So, we have a multitude of different ranks here. Rank E, D, C, B, and A. Each ranking costs 5 more gems than the other. And obviously the higher up we go, the harder things get. So we're going to start with the easiest one here, rank E. You ready to go? Knock 'em dead. So the dance parlor here is a sort of a minigame that you can play here in Shantae to earn more gems. And it's a rhythm game. Lots of rhythm going on right now. So fast. But yeah, as we can see, rank E, definitely the easiest, but also very, very slow. So what we need to do in this rhythm game is match the buttons on screen, and if we do so, we'll get a good. If you don't match it in the box, you'll miss. What you want to do is obviously get a perfect score to get more gems. But you need to hit a certain amount of notes to even pass each one of these little difficulties. As if you fall under the threshold, yeah, you just fail and you lose money in the process. The rank E is definitely the easiest, rank A is the hardest, but let's go ahead and show all these off. Wow, really worked the crowd in there. You earned 36 gems. Try again. Sure thing. So now we can go ahead and pick one of the other rankings. Let's go ahead and pick rank D. So let's go ahead. We're ready to go. Knock them dead. Alright, so for our next dance here, rank D, we can tell things are a little bit faster, not by much. Well, at this point, every difficulty we bump up, the game is going to slightly increase the tempo. Here, we only need to hit at least 15 of the notes in order to pass. In rank E, we need to hit at least 12 of these notes to pass. So it was the most forgiving out of all of them, but it is the easiest difficulty, so that makes sense. But here we can earn at least 15 gems, if not more, but we got ourselves the perfect here, so we're going to get a lot of extra gems here. We get a winning bonus, we get a perfect bonus, so we're going to make a lot of money just for completing this dance. So there you go, we completed rank D, worked the crowd in there, and we earned a total of 55 gems. So next up, let's go ahead and take on the rank C dance here, costing a total of 20 gems just to enter. So here we go, ready to go. Let's go ahead and knock them dead. So moving up here in the difficulty, this one definitely is a little bit faster as well. Still doable, but we need to earn at least 18 gems to beat this ranking, so we need to at least hit 18 of the possible notes here. Otherwise, we will fail, and if you fail, you do not really make any of the money back that you spend on the game, so if you fail these, it is a net loss, as you can imagine, but we passed, we got a perfect once again. You want to try to go for perfects if you can in these games, because you don't just get the winning bonus for completing the dance, but you do get a perfect bonus as well for hitting every single one of the notes, maximizing the amount of gems they can earn from each dancing game. Well, there, now we completed rank C, so we earned a total of 74 gems for our hard efforts. Now let's go ahead and move on to our second to last ranking here, rank B, costing a total of 25 gems to enter. So, rank B here is when things are going to start becoming more difficult, as yet again, the tempo has increased, but at this point, it's pretty fast to a point where you're starting to hit kind of a technical limitation with the system here. Any faster and our inputs are going to be next to impossible to get out for the game to read. This is just fast enough for the game to still easily recognize all of our button presses. And you need to hit a total of at least 21 of these notes to pass, so it is kind of strict. But I do find that rank B, at least for me, is the best dancing game here in the dance parlor to participate in to get the most money, as it's a perfect balancer for me when it comes to speed and difficulty. Not too hard, not too slow, and it is one I can consistently win, if not get a perfect every once in a while. And for getting a perfect there, we earned a total of 98 gems. So, at this point we only have one more dance left, the rank A dance, costing a total of 30 gems to enter. Definitely the highest cost to actually get in, but it's for a good reason. This is by far the hardest dance, and it's for all the wrong reasons in my opinion. I hope you like to go fast, because you do not have a breather here. This game is so fast, it's borderline next to impossible to complete this. It is so bad. You need to hit at least 24 of these notes. That's almost all of them. It's bad. The problem with rank A is, in my opinion, it moves too fast for the game to recognize a lot of your inputs, and once you start missing notes, it's hard to get back on track with hitting them once again. So if you miss too many notes, you're probably just going to fail this outright. It is by far the hardest, and in my opinion, I think it's a little too much. It almost feels like I didn't really playtest rank A out of all the dances, but for getting a perfect, we earned 132 gems, which is a lot of money. But with that, yeah, we can get out of here scaring off your customers. I mean, you're scaring me off with that dance. It was just a little too much. But at this point, we earned ourselves 363 gems, which is a good amount, but they're going to go ahead and do this dance a couple more times because I want to go ahead and maximize our profits. So I'm going to head back in, and as said earlier, rank B for me is the most comfortable ranking to grind out. If you're going to be grinding this game to get a lot of gems, pick either rank C or rank B, depending on how comfortable you are with rhythm games and how comfortable you are with this specific rhythm game in question. This is not that easy to beat, but I feel at least rank B, you can at least hit enough notes to make a net profit. And this is usually where I go in Shantae if I ever want money. really fast and just in bulk in general. As for me, this is the best grinding spot in the entire game to get money. So there we go. We did good. Got another perfect, worth the crowd real well. We earned a total of 98 gems, and with that, we're done here. So I accidentally hit yes, but you know what? We're gonna just quit on this. We're not gonna do any more dancing. Cheapskate! I can't run this joint of love. I'm sorry, I don't want to spend my 999 gems. Is that really making me a cheapskate? Probably is. I'm gonna get out of here at this point. So we have the max money in the game. 999 is the most that you can carry here in Shantae. So with this, let's go on a bit of a shopping spree. Let's head over to the item shop and clean this guy out, as at this point, we can afford whatever we want here. So I'm gonna buy me some vials here. I'm gonna get a couple of the small vials, as at this point in the game, as mentioned earlier in the video, it's best just to get the small ones early on, as we don't really have that much health, and the small vials will heal you for a good amount. I'm gonna go ahead and buy me some mediums as well. Again, not really anything we need right now, but later on when we get more hearts, we're gonna want some mediums. I'll buy a large just for insurance purposes, but I'm only gonna buy the one for now. Buy a couple vanishing creams, probably get about 10 of these. The only problem I have with the item system here is that you can't buy in bulk in Shantae. You have to do this manually. So keep count of how many you want, as the game doesn't let you buy multiples of the same item. You have to just kind of do this on your own, which is a little archaic. Future games fix this issue, and it's good because in later games they actually bundle items together more often, making it so this is not really that much of a problem. So at this point, just gonna buy one more of these. I think that's 10. I was kind of losing track in the middle of that. We're gonna buy us some storm puffs here. I'm gonna probably just buy one for now, get some pike balls. We'll see how much money we have by the time we're done here, because I want at least 3 of these. This one more time. And there you go. We're pretty much down now to our last couple gems, so I think we did pretty good. Now let's see what we got. Pause the game. Checking our totals here. We got 13 of the vanishing creams. I definitely overcounted, but you know what? We'll definitely use them. 5 small vials, 2 mediums, 1 large, 30 pike balls, and 20 storm clouds. So I think we're good on items. So anytime you need a lot of money, all you gotta do is just dance the night away here in Shantae, and you'll get a lot of gems pretty fast, honestly. It only takes about 20 to 30 minutes playing rank B to get the max gems here in Shantae. So anytime you need to grind, and as long as it's nighttime, just head back here to Scuttle Town and dance the night away here in the dance parlor. But now we got ourselves a good amount of items here, and we've pretty much done everything we can here in the dance parlor. We're actually going to end the episode here. So next time on Let's Play Shantae, we'll make our way out of Scuttle Town and head over to our next destination, Watertown. I'll see you guys next time.